Good morning, everybody out there in podcast land. This is your host, Brian, and this is the 10 Cents Podcast. Hey, guys, episode 60 coming to you live. I'm coming from Cali. A few of us here from Cali, AZ, and Mick on the road yet again. So we'll leave it like that. Let's get things started with a little roll call. Hey, Luda, how you feeling?
What's up, Brian? What's up, podcast land and YouTubers? And just remember, if you like our channel, please press that like button and subscribe, and you'll get notified every time there's a new upload. But with that being said, this is Luda with the crew, because this is how we do when we do what we do.
All right. Thanks, Luda. Hey, Renee, what's happening?
Good morning, podcast listeners. Glad to be doing another show with all the guys. Hit that like button when you watch this.
Cool. Mick?
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Mick. I'm on the farm today. I'm out in the sticks. Mick in the sticks today. Let's go get it.
Wait, what was it? Mick what?
Mick from the sticks. I'm in the sticks today.
Mick from the sticks.
I like that.
Oh, shit, we're back to the names.
Coming back. All right. Hey, Rick, how you feeling?
Yo, feeling good, man. Taking the back seat. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I just like to ride. You know what I mean? So here I am. I'm your backseat driver today. You know what I'm saying, B? So wherever you may fail, just know I'm right here, okay? Whenever you need me,
Go ahead and ride out.
here. Anyways, hey, real quick, Mick. I'm sorry it takes so long. One, I got to be happy that you're back with the names because that other shtick that you had was. But why are you at Coach's house and Coach isn't present? Add that up for me.
You're a very perceptive young Jedi. Coach is coaching a softball game. So actually, he's doing what his namesake says. He's out coaching his daughter. They're in a tournament. They won today. So they have a game at 11, 8 our time. That's why he's not here.
All right. Well, shout out to him. Tell him get his act together. We need him here too. So.
All right. And last but certainly not least, our boy, Eddie P.
What's going on? I'm feeling pretty good. Might have a little chorro, but other than that, I'm good.
A little
Been left off the air, but all
If
right.
you got a little chorro, then I don't know if you're doing
What did you
good.
drink or eat last night?
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of beer.
lot of
Total
beer.
builds character. That builds character.
Thank you, Mick.
It built something else too.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, let's get started. Get into the first quarter. Obviously, first quarter for us has been nothing but NBA recently, so we're going to stick with that. Playoffs. Suns Clips.
Playoffs.
3-1. Suns on the cusp. Did
Suns
they pull
in
it
five.
off? Did they
Suns
pull
in
it off?
five.
Shout out to the Valley.
Shout out to the Valley.
Gentlemen sweep coming?
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm
Anyone?
calling. You know what I'm saying? Y'all been using that so often. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go with it. Why not? You know, gentlemen sweep. Shout out to the Suns though.
Yeah, Suns are doing it, man. I don't see the Clips coming back from this. They're down 3-1, and they're going back to Phoenix. That Suns are going to take the next game. They're just going to win it. This is their time.
So
Nick?
everybody's
Everybody's looking at you right now.
Everybody should be happy because Madden has a curse when he puts people on their cover. You know, they don't do anything. I got the Mick curse. I called the Clippers to rep the West. And here we go. So you guys can thank me. Mick curse works again.
We're gonna have to give you that Charles Barkley guarantee button. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit works the exact same way.
Guarantee.
Hey, but shout out to Phoenix though, for real, man. Last night was a tough game. You know what? There was a stretch, I want to say it was in the second quarter, where like nobody made a bucket for like 7 or 8
Felt like
straight
that for the
minutes.
fourth quarter though too.
Oh, sorry. Was it fourth quarter?
Yeah.
It was one of the quarters.
At
And,
at the 8-minute mark, there was only 6 points scored between both teams.
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, that was just crazy. And if it wasn't for the big third quarter for the Clip Show, you know what I'm saying? What would they have had? They had 36 the entire first half, and then 30 in the third quarter. You know what I mean? So, I they got to get it together. You know, I know a lot of people are trying to really they're trying to back off of the pressure that they put on Playoff P. But he anointed himself Playoff P, which, you know, usually you don't see people giving themselves nicknames unless they're doing something. He gave himself that, which means you have to shine. And Mick and I were talking about this. Was it game 2 when he missed the 2 free throws? And I was like, that's it. I don't care that he scored 30. At the end of the day, if he scores only 20 or 17, but he gives me, 8 or 9 in prime time, then you can be called Playoff P. But as far as I'm concerned, unless the others step up for Clip Show, it's a wrap for them. It's a wrap. Playoff can't do it by himself.
Yeah.
Is Kawhi coming back on the next
No,
one?
No.
Kawhi's done.
He's
he
done.
ain't playing. He's done. I think his knee is way worse than what anybody originally thought, which is why
I
they're
think
holding
'cause-
him out.
Right, because they had mentioned that he possibly might be in for Game 5 or so.
I think they're just doing that to try to keep Phoenix like guessing.
On
But
their
there ain't
toes, yeah.
There's no guessing. I mean,
I
if you
got a
watched him
couple
last
things.
night, did you watch him last night when they would show him on the screen? Like
Yeah.
there was
He-
no emotion out of that dude
Right.
whatsoever.
Yeah.
Never
I
has
mean,
emotion though.
I know,
I
but
got
come
never
on.
is, yeah.
I got a couple things real quick. Back to your point, Rick, with Playoff P calling himself that. There's only one guy that I can think of that gave himself a nickname and backed it up, and that was Kobe when he said he was the Black Mamba.
100.
And then regarding Kawhi, I've heard a couple of reports saying that he's in a tussle with Clipper management and their medical staff, kind of like it was in San Antonio when he sat the whole season out, which is
Yep.
all bad news for the Clippers. So
Yep.
they've got a bevy of things that they need to deal with, which are, I think, eventually going to sink them for this year.
But what's the tiff? Is it the Clippers
saying-
management? Clippers saying that he can't play, and he's saying
Well, no,
is
He doesn't. No. They're getting conflicting reports on what's wrong with his knee. And he, you know how he goes, he has his own medical team. The Clippers medical team says it's one thing. And they didn't say specifically which one was right or wrong. They just said they're at an impasse on what is wrong with his knee. And you know how he is. Anything wrong, he'll shut it all down. So I think he shut himself down for the rest of the season for sure.
Crazy.
So
Yeah.
the Clippers once again benefit from another series where the team is missing their star player. I'm sorry, the Suns. The
Right.
Suns benefit.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Well, the Suns also
Well.
benefited from the Lakers not having theirs, but that's a whole nother story for a whole nother podcast at a whole
That's
nother
what
time.
that's what I just said.
Let's go,
They
Suns.
benefited from every series.
Every
Every
single
series.
series. Yeah.
So I don't know. You know.
that dude?
I mean, there's something to say about that, I guess, but
This playoffs
every
is
team they
basically.
played has been missing one of their stars.
But I was gonna say this playoffs, right? This year, last year it was the bubble, right? This year this is the most
Injury.
injury plagued
Right.
playoffs I can ever remember. Well, not necessarily injury plagued, but to the stars, to the big players, right?
And Pete, to your point, you know what? I want to just say this in all fairness, as I know my Valley of the Sun listeners would love for me to point this out. They were also a victim. They didn't have Chris Paul for the first 2 games.
Right. And still-
Then when he came back, he clearly wasn't, himself. It sort of threw the rhythm of everything off. Cameron Payne ended up getting hurt. Devin Booker with the broken nose. He hasn't been himself since game 1. You know what I'm saying? So, they've been dealing with some stuff too, and still they rise. And once again, I think at the end of the day, I've taken nothing away from them. And I'm definitely saying, big up to Monty Williams. Easily coach of the year, in my
Agreed.
opinion. And
Agreed.
it's him and Nate McMillan, in my opinion. They're easily the 2 best coaches left in the playoffs.
Hey, so doesn't that beg the question? Because we had a chance to get Monty Williams and he passed on us. So what happened? What did he see with us that he didn't like?
I
That
think
he wouldn't have the full control as he has with the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, it might have been too much for Monty. You know what I'm saying? For a guy like Monty, I mean, not to throw any shade at Monty, but I think this was a perfect scenario because he, they wanted him to just basically, do whatever it took, and the expectations weren't quite the
I was
same
gonna
as they
say-
are in LA.
Right.
So
that was the big thing.
He probably didn't see himself winning a championship in LA, obviously, because we won it last year. Oh, shots
yeah, I
fired.
mean, it's just a lot of pressure.
I mean,
No,
but he
yeah.
has the team.
The
He has the team in
expectations.
LA. He has the team in LA to win a championship.
No,
I don't
yeah,
think
but
he-
I think Rick's right. I think it boils down to expectations, right? I mean,
correct.
in LA you're expected to win.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter. Even when we have teams that were
even when we have Smush Parker,
garbage.
we got to win.
right. The pressure's there. The pressure's there because that's what we just expect out here.
Yeah, yeah. It's more like, you must, and in Phoenix, it's not like they don't expect to win. I think that they're more like knuckles to the ground, we'll grind it out, and that's more of his style, anyways. And so, he just got a bunch of guys that were willing to put the work in. You know what I'm saying? Willing to, they were underdogs and they've shined. You know what I'm saying?
Like
They're
I
all
said, that
for
underdog scenario, he probably relishes that scenario.
The 100,
Right.
100. Yeah, people said James Jones couldn't be an executive. Underdog, you know what I'm saying? And he's executive of the year. Monty Williams,
Right.
coach, going through all the stuff. Underdog, coach of the year. Devin Booker, you know what I'm saying? Chris
Sure.
Paul, too old. You know what I mean? Like, it's a bunch of underdogs. So, shout out to Phoenix, man. I love it. I love the energy.
All right, guys, let's keep this moving and let's get to the Bucks and Hawks. Man, really wish the guy who represents Atlanta would have been on today, but
He didn't want
Does
to
he
join
get
in
on?
for that.
anyways, Bucks Hawks, man, 2-2, right?
Yeah.
What do we thinking's happening today?
Isn't it 1-1, not 2-2?
But-
I'll say
Oh,
No,
is it?
it's
That's 1-1.
it's
It's
1-1.
1-1.
My
It's 1-1.
apologies.
No,
My apologies.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did I miss a couple games?
I was about to say the
Yeah.
same thing.
My apologies.
no. I think the
It's 2-1, isn't it?
Bucks woke up. Bucks woke up. Giannis knows what he has to do, and they just dominated the second game. And if they keep going with that momentum, they're going to keep winning. I don't know why they lost the first game, but
I do.
They wanted to feel them out. I don't know what it was, but yeah, after the first loss, they
that pick and
woke up.
roll. That pick and roll game, I think both
Mhm.
teams, Atlanta runs it very well, and Phoenix does too. The pick and roll game, and Giannis and them boys were kind of caught off guard, and they didn't quite work the pick and roll defense the way that they needed
Correct.
to, and they were just out of sorts and all over the place. And you got to shout out Coach Budenholzer for making things, shaking things up and actually involving Giannis a little bit more in defense and getting him, involved to switch up things with Trae Young and all that. Like his length and everything really, really fucked things up for Atlanta. And I think that what you saw in game 2 is what you should see the rest of this fucking series. Like
That's what I was about to say. Does anybody think this goes past 5? Now, I think the
No.
Bucks have established themselves as the dominant team.
I think the Hawks could squeeze one out there.
Yeah, I think it can.
I think it
might
goes
go
6.
I think it might go 6.
Yeah, I mean, and at going back to my point earlier, at this point for me, the only reason that we give the Hawks a chance, to be quite honest with you, and this is no shade to anybody on the team, but it's coaching. It's coaching. Their coach will put them in a position to at least, compete and potentially win. We'll
It's
see.
kind of that, but they also got a lot of shooters, so you could be up 30 and they catch up to you quick because of all their great shooting.
When you say great shooters, Trae Young, and then who?
Bogdanovich, it got a burner on him.
He's hurt. He got a knee
He
injury.
still could shoot.
Sure,
He'll
but
shoot the lights out.
he's not being as effective as he could be. Who else? Huerta is Terrence Mann. He had one really hot game, and he was like, "Yo, I got an alter ego called
All I'm
Kevon."
saying is, every time you come back from 20 plus,
Sure.
you're obviously shooting the lights out.
Sure. Yeah, no.
Or the other team isn't shooting well.
Right.
Yeah, a little bit of
And-
both for
And
sure.
it's a little to the both. Yeah, I think a lot of
Yeah.
teams that have like a 20-point lead start shooting stupid shots just because they're like, oh, if I miss it, we're good. If I miss it, we're good. So that's what the Clippers did a lot.
I'm just saying,
So,
you come back like multiple
yeah.
times from down 20, there's something
Sure.
there. There's
Yeah.
something there. It ain't
yeah,
just,
for sure.
Either way, much respect to Atlanta for their playoff run. Like once again, it's another underdog team that's hungry, and Nate McMillan
Yeah.
got them boys believing in themselves and staying composed. Trae Young is like, fuck this, I'm going to embrace this villain role, and he's going to do what he does. Shout out to seeing his confidence shine through. I mean, it's good.
You think he has the villain room?
Oh,
Huh?
yeah, he talks a lot of shit on the court.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they
For
all
sure.
do.
No, Trey's taking it to another level.
That's
Is he?
okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
nah,
I
for
like
sure.
that.
He's
And,
definitely.
and he knows that's part of his game. That's why.
I feel
He
like
has to do that.
if we all played and we had to pick an NBA alter ego, Trae Young would be Renee. Just talking shit all the damn time. Just all the shit talk. Just
What I'm gonna say. That's what I'll be. I own that. I'll be in everyone's ear.
That's funny.
all the time.
All right. Hey, moving on. Next topic here. What do we think will become of the Sixers? Simmons traded or
Yeah.
not? Doc Rivers.
No, not
No,
today.
no.
I don't think they'll really trade Simmons yet. Honestly, I don't think they will, even though they should, because he's, like I said, the most overrated player in the league. But I don't know what's going to happen with that team. But something needs to happen.
Morey already gave him the public blessing, but that could be the kiss of death. I still think
Right.
that first year in, he doesn't blow that team up. I think they make some tweaks. I think that they need to. Well, obviously, the obvious thing is to get a shooting coach for him, or have him, like, he's got to work on that jump shot, that mid-range shot, and free throws, because that's what kills him. Like, if he gets a mid-range game and he can hit free throws at 70+%, then they can't hack him, and then he's more effective. But I don't know.
Even if you could
It's
just
on
hit
him.
Even if you can just hit his free throws, you can still go to the rack and get fouled and then hit your free throws,
Yeah.
right? But
It's on him.
Yeah, but to me, it's just a big mental thing.
Yeah.
That's really what it boils down to, dude. I mean, shooting free throws should not be
A
difficult.
problem. But what do you mean by
shouldn't be that difficult.
What do you mean by mental? You think he has things on his mindset or something like that, or
Shooting
Yeah.
free throws and taking
I mean, 'cause
layup.
this is my opinion on free throws. You're a fucking NBA star making millions of dollars. Like you can't fucking put time out of the season to fucking practice that shit. Like
Yeah.
or during
they
the
do.
season?
It's
They
like
do though. That's the thing.
No,
They
not
do,
everybody does. Not
No,
everybody.
but Shaq
did
Shaq practiced a lot, and he sucked at free throws.
Right.
Yeah.
You
It's
get
like
better.
money.
You're not focusing. You know.
Yeah.
Luda,
He's-
Luda, think about that 8-foot putt that gives a lot of people the yips. It's
Right.
something. It's I don't know what it is, but
When
it's
the
And
lights
you're
come
right.
on.
And
I
I know
think-
what you mean. I know what you mean.
Right, Rick. It's like when the lights finally do come on, are you able to calm yourself enough to just think back to I've done this thousands upon thousands of times during practice with nothing else bothering me. And I
Right.
bet you during practice the dude probably hits 75% of his free throws. But for
Right.
whatever reason,
In
something
public,
messes with him and he's done. The thing with Shaq was Shaq had such a stupid hitch in his free throw shot. It was ridiculous, you know. He's
Well,
so
I think a
used to
good
just
example is
dunking the
Tim
ball.
Duncan.
Tim
But
Duncan
Tim
too.
Duncan did with his free throws.
Right. Right.
Yeah, but with Simmons being said, I think he should go. So they should let him go. It's not the coach, and I think he'll start a new start somewhere for him will be actually better. I think he refine himself.
What does that look like though?
I think he can go to
I have the perfect trade scenario for you.
what's that?
Go ahead, give it to us.
Ben
did your-
Simmons.
your
Oh yeah, you want to see
machine?
that?
Well,
Yeah,
I
did
think
that too.
I think
You did
we,
your
I
draft?
think we have the I think
Yeah,
we have
can I
that on
share
the
it?
gauntlet. I think we have that on the gauntlet, right?
We-
I'll
we
wait-
do
I'll
have
wait-
some
I'll
stuff
wait-
on
I'll
the
wait to the
gauntlet.
gauntlet. I'll wait
Okay.
to the
Okay, yeah, wait
All
for the
gauntlet.
gauntlet.
Save it.
All right, let's push. You want to? Oh, go ahead, Rick.
Oh, okay. I was just going to say, and I'm sorry. I think Ben Simmons, he just needs to be reminded that this is a kid's game. Have some fun, relieve some pressure. I know it's tough. They've been on him forever. I really wish I could read or look back at the tape and see when it started going left for him. Because at the beginning of the season, if you guys remember, he was talking about he had 3-point range and he actually shot a couple up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he didn't
Right, early
necessarily
on,
make,
yeah.
but his clip was a little bit better than the years previous. So at some point, somewhere, something happened where, yeah, all of a sudden it was definitely a mental thing. And if, you guys have all probably played or been in a sports scenario where all the eyes are on you, magnify that times a million. You know what I mean? It's tough. Somebody just has to remind that dude just to go out and have some fun. And he'll be all right. I think they got one more year of this as is.
Right.
And then if it ain't working by next trade deadline, we're talking blockbusters.
Some small tweaks, like Mick said, just to see if they can enhance the team a little bit.
Couple
and
more
then-
shooters.
and
Couple
see
more
what-
shooters.
See what happens. I do think though there's some, obviously there's been a lot of talk about Simmons,
mean,
national pundits and whatnot
Yeah, I was
talking about,
watching,
that it might be time for him to move on just because of the media in Philadelphia is not easy,
Yeah.
right? They do get on people,
Yeah.
and
They're
it's
gonna
very
roast
hard-
him. They're gonna roast him wherever he goes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I was watching Stephen A. and he got a text message while he was online saying that someone from Philadelphia
Oh yeah, I saw that.
inside it and said like, "Hey, Ben Simmons is very entitled. He doesn't work on his game. He doesn't want to.
Right.
He tells people like, I don't need to. I score. I do what I do.
Yeah. Well,
Well, that's
Doesn't
a
work
thing.
his ass off,
Yeah.
I
Hey,
guess.
he's got to lose that mentality for sure. That's really what he's saying.
all right, real quick, and we can go through this very, very quickly, but the draft lottery happened this week. Detroit
Yeah.
Pistons came down with the number 1 pick. Probably going to be the kid out of Oklahoma State, right? Cunningham. Looks like he's like the number 1
They're talking about trading him.
consensus
Richie.
number 1. Richie Cunningham. Yeah, it's Richie Cunningham.
Yeah.
Magic signing Docs at Arnold's.
Happy days in Detroit.
Happy days in Detroit.
Anyways, Rockets with the 2nd pick, Cavs
Yep.
3rd, Raptors 4th. Golden State though has a 7 and 14,
There it is.
and I would not be
Yeah.
surprised if they don't try to do something.
Hold on, you said Richie Cunningham? His name is
Yeah.
Cade.
Nah,
No, we know.
Eddie was messing.
Oh, I was like, what?
He went
Happy
Richie
days.
Cunningham
We
because of
dated
Happy
ourselves.
Days.
We dated
Oh, yeah, I
ourselves.
got you. I was like, hold on, I'm sitting there looking for my mock draft information. I was like, hold on, Richie? I was like, hey, that tells you how much I know
Cade
about these
Cunningham.
college boys. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's a good
that
scorer.
was my point. Is there anything sexy in this draft that we should talk about?
I don't know, man.
Like, I don't, unless they're coming
I
out of
haven't heard
Duke.
much.
Like
haven't
I
seen
said, I
anything
think
crazy.
he's the consensus number 1.
Yeah.
Cunningham is.
There is a
because he
dude
can
though that went into the
create his own
G
stuff.
League, and he's supposed to be really nice. I can't remember his name.
Jonathan
Is he-
Kuminga.
It might be
Kuminga.
him.
Or
Like the
Jalen Green.
second or
Sorry,
third. I think he's
Jalen Green.
Jalen
Jalen
Green.
Green.
He's the one
Jalen
that, yeah,
Green.
he's the one that's like supposed to be like the second. He's supposed to be really, really nice.
I think there's a Euro guy too that I heard of, but I'd have to go back do some research on
Yeah.
it. There's a Euro guy that they're pumping too. Like he's like Luca, blah blah blah. But we've heard that before.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot
Isn't
of
there
opportunity.
another ball brother coming in or some shit? All these motherfuckers.
Another ball.
Done, bro. They're all
No, the
out.
last Ball brother is not making it to the league.
Hey,
Yeah.
but Lonzo and Lamelo are on commercials now, so they're
Right.
starting to get their brand out there.
There you
Yeah,
go.
They're
but
going to be the next
but it ain't the big baller brand.
Exactly.
Right.
It ain't that brand.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I thought it was funny how they made that
Hey,
commercial,
man.
but they were leaving out the other brother.
I know they should have stuck him in the back seat or something. Like,
They showed him stealing
The
something.
guy walking across the street or something.
Like what Renee said, they should have showed him stealing something like he did.
Damn.
There you go. There you go.
Damn.
Mm. All right. Hey, we're gonna. I guess we could always come back to this, but I just want to give a quick take on Euro. Let's talk a little Euro soccer. It's happening
yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
Italy
And,
Italy won yesterday.
Round of 16. Yeah,
Italy did win, yeah.
Italy moved
Italy
on.
won.
That was an ugly
Hey.
game.
And so did Denmark, right?
Denmark,
so
yes.
Denmark, obviously, with Christensen, the guy who
Yeah.
got hurt or had the heart problem, they really beat up on Wales. It was 4-0.
Yeah, that was nasty.
It took a while for him to get there, but yeah.
Yeah. And right now we got Netherlands versus the Czech Republic going.
Yeah, shout
And
out to the
hey,
Netherlands.
this afternoon, Belgium, Portugal.
Yes,
That
sir.
is going to be
Watch that game.
a
Sir,
real
That's the
good
one we're
game.
gonna see.
What time's that game at?
Real good game
Uh,
at noon.
noon,
I
yeah.
believe.
Like
Yeah.
12:30 noon. Yeah.
Yeah, our
A
time.
las-
Our
a
That's
time.
las
3 o'clock
12,
my
mijo.
time.
Yeah.
Don't get used to that, by the way, with
I know.
throwing out your time 3 hours ahead.
Yeah.
Kaku.
Anyways, and then on Monday we've got France versus Switzerland, Croatia versus
Croatia.
Spain. That should be a good one.
That's a good
España.
Oh, yes, man. I can't
Yeah.
wait for all this shit. I can't wait for
Hold-
all this shit.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
To Luda's point, don't sleep on Copa America because I finally got in and I've been watching that too.
Yeah.
And
Well,
they are doing their thing too.
Let me finish this off.
Okay,
this
go
off. We
ahead,
got
go ahead.
Sweden versus Ukraine on Tuesday, and then the other big one, England, Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be
So,
tight.
That's gonna be a
That's
big
gonna-
game
that's
right
gonna be a
there.
good one.
England,
Yes.
Germany. So yeah, and then
fucking
Copa. And then
Cracks me up when you do that.
Luda been talking Copa for a while. He wants to talk about
Copa
South
Cabana.
South American soccer.
Yep.
And some big games coming up too there. Argentina versus who are
That's
they
Bolivia
playing?
tomorrow.
Yeah, that one's
Bolivia.
Argentina should
They're
take care of
they're
that.
finishing out their match
Yeah.
play.
Oh, that's right. It's still just a match play. They
Yeah,
haven't
they're
gotten to the
finishing out their
round.
match play. So tomorrow or today, Brazil and Ecuador will be nice. You get a chance to
That's
see
a
your
good
boy.
one. Yeah.
Venezuela, Peru, and then tomorrow is Uruguay. Uruguay.
Uruguay.
Yeah, Uruguay and Paraguay.
What a why?
Uruguay.
Uruguay, Paraguay. There we go. So,
Uruguay, Paraguay.
yeah, that's tomorrow, and then Bolivia, Argentina tomorrow. But those
Okay.
those games have been good. Those
Yeah.
games have been really good too. So
They
Now,
get heated too.
would it be mean for me to say that I like watching the Brazilian games just to see the hot chicks in the stands?
No.
Definitely not me,
There's-
so.
that's a part of the what men think segment, Luda.
That's why we all watch those games, Luda.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's like me watching the Spanish channel when I was young on Cali Caliente. I didn't know a damn
Oh,
word there. So.
Telemundo.
I heard women on there.
That's
Does
right.
anybody think that there's a team that can play with Brazil? I think Brazil is head and shoulders the best team in this tournament.
Brazil for sure is the best team in this tournament.
out of what I've seen so far, yeah, agreed. Argentina looked okay, but really that was about it. Yeah.
Uruguay and Paraguay used to be up there, bro. They just don't have that right now.
Yo, I watched Uruguay's game day before yesterday, and they did look decent. What's his face? Not
Suarez.
Not Suarez. The other one.
the biter.
No.
I don't-
No, you're talking about
Suarez,
Huh?
no,
the
the long hair.
vampire.
Long hair.
Yeah, long hair. Cavillo.
Cavani.
Mhm.
Yeah, he was like in some spaces. I think he ended up getting one
Just didn't
goal at
finish.
the end or something like that. Yeah, but they had some chances. So I mean, they could probably be the third team. But yeah, it definitely looks like Brazil.
Yeah.
So when's the World Cup? Next year?
Yes.
I thought it was. This
No, it's this year.
No, it's next year.
No, it is next year. 2022
Is
in
it
Qatar.
in Qatar? Qatar. right?
Qatar. Yeah,
Ah.
Qatar.
And
Hot
then
ass
it's coming to
motherfucker,
the
dude.
No,
U.S.
this year is the Olympics. So we have the Olympics.
That's right. That's what it
coming
is.
up.
That's what it is. Yeah, Olympics. Anybody know how U.S. Men's is doing all right.
Never mind.
We'll be in the 2026 World Cup. I can tell you that.
Only because we're hosting.
Stay in there.
Yeah. I'm catching me a game. I'm saving up my life savings to catch me a game.
Fucking
Hey,
Brian.
Renee, I'm with you. I'm with you, dog.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I mean, hey.
I'm with
I
you.
ain't catching the U.S. game. I'm catching a better game.
Yep. I got to see Sam's boys once, though.
That's fair.
I would love to, but
Yeah.
I don't want to see us get a break speed off like 4-0. I'll be fucking pissed.
Oh, yeah, I'll be mad too.
Hey,
But
But they
prepare
started
for it.
fighting.
You got to catch one of those earlier round games. That's what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, prepare.
All
for
right.
it.
Let's move on, guys. Let's get into the second quarter and into the gauntlet. And this is where Renee can bring up some of his trade scenarios here. But we're going to do something called to be or not to be, which is basically to be traded or not to be traded. I'm going to throw out a name and y'all say traded or not traded. And then we go from there. All right.
Okay.
So very first one, we talked about it. Ben Simmons.
Not
Traded,
traded.
not traded.
Not traded.
Not traded.
Not
Traded.
traded. Yeah, I don't
Traded.
think he's getting traded.
All
yet.
right.
Give us
Okay.
your scenario, Renee.
Yeah.
I
Throw
think
it
he's
out there real
traded.
quick.
Yeah, let me share my screen real quick.
Oh, hold on.
Am I allowed to?
Yes, sir.
You are now.
I gotta get permission from the boss man.
I did. Yeah.
Okay, what's
Oh, dude, you brought up all kind. Look at all this, dude.
Oh yeah,
I hope it doesn't take an hour,
This
bro.
is the trade that I think should actually work for Ben Simmons, and I think it makes both teams helps them both out. What
Yeah,
do you-
let's see.
and the money works. See how it says this trade is successful? Did it in the NBA trade machine. What do you guys think?
I don't see anything. All I
Me
see is
neither.
a little
Too-
square.
Yeah, it's too small, man.
Well, anyway, all right. So I guess it's not showing up big like I wanted it to.
Then just explain it.
Yeah, so I put I'm trying to stop sharing now. Stop share. I put Ben Simmons goes to Minnesota for D'Lo and for D'Angelo Russell and
Oh shit.
Jay McDaniels.
Who?
Yeah, that's my cousin.
Jay McDaniels. He's just he's like a role player. He's not a
Yeah.
With Jay McDaniels.
So I mean that makes sense because of what money?
money. And D'Lo goes to he's a better shooter for Embiid to sit in the post.
Nah,
You don't like that?
Philly ain't
I
gonna-
like. I actually like that, sir.
Maury's
I
gonna
like
hate
D'Lo.
that.
I don't like D'Lo. I'm not a big D'Lo fan.
Nah, Maury.
But
Maury's
he
not-
can shoot. But he's a better shooter than Simmons.
Yeah,
Bro,
but he's
I'm a
lot
better
better
shooter than Simmons. That don't mean that the deal's about to happen.
All right,
Come on,
so
Louis.
so would you
Louis is
do,
a better shooter than Ben
would you do
Simmons.
Ben Simmons to Toronto for
And Louis
was
can't
it
shoot.
Agabanowie and Lowry?
Right.
Yes. Now, see, okay, so there we go. I'm glad you brought that up. The only trade scenario that I potentially would see is bringing Kyle Lowry in, because Lowry wants to get to Philly, and Philly obviously has. I think they have mutual interests, so that could be the
That money-
potential.
and that money lines up with those two
Well,
players.
why would you give up 25-year-old Ben Simmons for 36-year-old Kyle Lowry?
Well,
Right.
I know.
Six.
Right.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
the
he's
D'Lo
up there.
trade actually fits better personally.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm on your side.
He'll shoot.
Renee.
He'll shoot. He passes. He gets his assists, and then Ben. He has two great scores on Minnesota with Anthony Edwards and Cat.
Yeah. I mean, I could see it. But I think Minnesota will look at that and they'll be like, "Yo, if they couldn't get him to work in Philly, like I'm talking about actually put him to work,
I
they're
see what you're
definitely
saying.
not going to get him to work in Minnesota. So
Minnesota.
therefore, it'll still render the same sort of result,
Right.
which is why I don't really see anything happening with at least with the Toronto trade. They get a proven vet, a guy that they know wants to be there and who can show up in prime time. I don't love Kyle Lowry, but he gets it done. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he put up 30 piece a couple of times in some clutch games. You know what I'm saying? So, they
So,
probably
I'm
get
sorry,
some
who's the
draft
other
picks.
one with Kyle Lowry? Who's the other one that would come over?
Agabanowie, or I don't know. How to say it.
OG or OG.
Yeah.
The young boy.
OBGY.
I
Yeah.
think
Obi-Wan Kenobi?
OBGYN?
Yeah.
The guy that's the swingman right now in Toronto, who's good. I can't remember his name.
Oh yeah, you're talking about
Pascal.
Yeah, Pascal.
Yes.
They're not doing-
I
they're
think
not
Philly
giving
would
that.
do it for that.
They're talking about getting rid of him. They're talking
Yeah.
about blowing up all of Toronto. Like just
They probably should.
Start over.
at this point. Yeah, they're talking
Yeah, they
about-
probably should. Toronto had its run, and it's unfortunate, man. I love that city, but I don't think they're gonna get anybody out there for a minute.
But at least
Is
they got
Kyle
this-
Lowry a Hall of
Yeah.
Famer?
Oh
No.
my god.
All right. Next, Dame Lillard.
He not
Trade
gonna
or not trade?
Not traded.
Not traded.
Not traded. That hurts my
Not-
heart to
I
say
don't
it.
see
Not to be. Yeah, not to be.
Not to be. That's right.
Not to be
be.
exactly.
All right, here we go. Bradley Beal.
To be.
Not
To be.
traded.
To be.
Yeah, maybe.
I think they're blowing Washington up. I think if one or both of those guys will not be on the team next year.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well,
here
yeah.
you go. I got one for you. Bradley Beal for McCollum and Simmons. A. Simmons from Portland.
Anthony. Okay.
So Beal
Yes.
teaming up with Dame.
Yep.
I would do that.
I would too.
Well,
It's not
I
a
mean,
bad.
but isn't that like, I mean, Damian
heck of a
Russell and
backcourt.
Westbrook, they're kind of this. I mean, they play kind of differently.
Nah,
I think Beal's more consistent than
I
McCollum.
think Bill's a little bit more of a go getter, and that's no disrespect to McCollum, but I think Bill is probably that guy, and he'd be a nice 1A.
Yeah, that'd be an upgrade for
Or
sure.
what about Beal for Porzingis and Willie Cauley-Stein?
No, I don't want to see Bill in Dallas.
No,
No,
With Jason
That's
Kidd as a
one.
coach.
yeah,
I
no.
Kid is the
I like
coach.
that one. If I'm Dallas, I like that one.
Yeah.
I like
If
that
you're
one.
Dallas's
Wizards.
perspective, yeah.
Porzingis's whole all his people are gonna deny it. Washington, he's not going to Washington. They'll block that. They'll block that.
They'll
I'm
block
just
it.
saying. I think Beal's being traded. I don't know where, but those are like the two options I thought were like.
Bradley Bill
Realistic
for Kyle
money-wise.
Kuzma straight up.
I was about
Man.
to say the Lakers didn't put there's no package that the Lakers can put together to get Beal.
I mean, I can, but it's gonna be like 5 people for fucking one,
Yeah, I mean, which is fine. We got 5 people.
which is fine. We only got 5 on our roster.
We got yeah. Let's get
all
rid
right,
of
guys.
Make sure Davis is one of them.
Let's go to
Damn.
Dallas.
A straight up trade then.
Let's go to Dallas. So Kristaps, is he gone?
Yes.
Trade or traded?
Yeah, he's
be.
traded. He's traded.
Yeah, maybe.
To be
You'll probably hear about that within the next 2
I'm gonna
weeks.
say not to be on that one.
Yeah, I think that it's going to take the right package, and I don't know if anybody's going to give up what Dallas wants to get
Right.
him. And he put Dallas in a bad position with all his whining in the media.
Yeah.
Bradley
Well, and you
Beal
got
right
new
there.
coach, so maybe Kid thinks that he can do something with him. Who knows, right?
Yeah.
That's
Next,
true.
next one, Luca.
Not to
No.
be.
Nah,
No,
Luka's
not
not
to
going
me.
anywhere.
No, they're
That's
not.
the golden boy. He's Dirk Nowitzki basically 2.0.
Yeah, no
like
way.
to Denver.
He's gonna
going
die.
nowhere.
Unless he tries to force his way out.
Unless he does,
That's
yeah.
a whole
but-
nother story.
right. But as far as the
You know,
organization,
but-
they're not letting him go.
Dallas has already blown up their front office. They're bringing
Right.
in Kid. I think that's all of those things are positives in Luca's eyes. So I think
Kid-
he's going to sign that super max. He's not dumb. He's going to sign
Right.
a super max.
Right.
Yeah,
No,
nah,
for
they're bringing the faithful. It's Kid, Dirk. I heard JJ Barreo's joining. Like they're bringing in all sorts of people.
And they
Like,
brought the guy from Nike to be
yes,
the
I saw
team-
that, which was
team
wild.
president.
Yeah. So
So-
yeah,
Oh, shit.
Luke is in there.
Yeah. Okay. Next one I got Zion.
That one's
Not to be.
interesting.
Not
To
to
be.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
New York. We can find a
New
way to
York.
get him.
Not
Yeah.
to be. I don't
New
think
York.
he's going anywhere.
No, oh man, New
And
I
that's
York.
don't know.
Trade him.
I think New Orleans is on the verge of just having to say start over because
Yeah, but
That
you
sucks
can't
for
all
them.
the
The guys
guys
they
over. They
got-
basically started over just when they got AD.
Yeah, well
they
got
just
their-
started over 2 years ago.
yeah, I
they got to
know.
start
but
over
they-
again.
They gotta have to start over again because
Why
it
is
doesn't
that?
look
I think it's the coach. They need a coach. A
But
good coach.
Zion ain't
But
happy.
Zion wants out.
ain't happy. Yeah, he ain't
Yeah,
happy.
Zion wants out.
They
So-
brought in a coach who lasted 1 year. You can't keep doing it every year because the player doesn't
Yeah, but
like
but
the coach.
Stan Van Gundy, Stan.
No,
Van
I
Gundy-
understand. I
NBA
know.
passed
Don't get
him
me wrong.
by.
I get it. But even if so, you bring in the guy that Zion wants, right? Because that's pretty much what you got to do nowadays.
Who's the guy that he wants?
Exactly.
I don't
You don't
know.
even know who he
But-
wants.
No,
That's-
here's the thing. Here's the thing. His family's pushing to get him to New York. Adam
Right.
Silver wants him in New York. Brooklyn's already good. The Knicks have to be good. They get him. They're on the map. He's going to find his way to New York. If it's not this year, it's next year. I guarantee it.
I agree, and that's weird. Bring
He's not
Ingram
going to
back.
not
to LA.
sign his rookie contract or his second year or his second contract. He's not going to not sign that rookie extension. No one else is going to be able to pay him that much.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
who
he's
is-
going to sign and trade, though. He's going to get there by sign and trade.
The Knicks have nothing to trade for Zion. Zero. No one even makes that money that he'll make when he gets signed that
Julius
contract.
Randle and when's RJ Barrett's rookie deal up? Next year, isn't it?
The same year as his.
Yeah,
and
same
he
year
ain't
as
worth-
Zion.
and he ain't
They'll
worth Zion.
they'll give up draft picks.
Okay. So then they can give him a deal similar, throw some Julius Randle and some other people in there. They'll find a way to get that done, I think.
And pay him.
All right,
they
so-
can offer money.
we got a mixed bag on Zion, obviously. So that's
He's not
I
to
think
be.
I think he won't be in New Orleans for very long. Let's put
I
it
don't
that
think
way.
so.
Okay.
So everybody keeps talking about his family wants him out. What does he want? As he said.
I think he's kind of going with his family's word too, like kind of like my family
In
thinks
Black
this is
House,
best for
your mom
me.
wants something to happen, you just go with what she says.
Right.
Yeah.
Mama wants to go to New York. We on to New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna throw out 2 more, and that'll be it. Playoff P.
Nah, he's staying.
Yeah, he'll stay.
Nobody's
All
gonna
right.
want him. Nobody's gonna want him.
All right. So, well, seeing how everybody said no, he's staying. What about the other guy, the one who's sitting up in the?
Kawhi.
I think
the,
I think
he's
either-
opting
Kawhi
out.
gone?
I think he's gonna opt out.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think that's a
He can opt
trade.
out
I
for
think
sure. He can opt out
Well,
for
no,
sure.
but he can opt out. That's true.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
so you see
nah.
him being gone though.
it could happen.
I don't think
He-
so. I don't
So
think
he's been with the Clippers what 2 years, right?
Yeah, I'm not really
Yeah,
sure.
2 years.
So I mean, dude, my problem is you can't just opt
There's a
out
lot
so
of
soon.
talk about Miami.
Possibly,
Lots and lots of talk of Miami.
But I don't think he's going
So-
anywhere.
I would
He
love
opts
to see
out, he could
Kawhi
just go
Leonard
over
and
there.
Jimmy Butler in Miami.
Well,
I personally think that Kawhi sees how difficult it is to come out of the West, and you go to the East.
He's already used to that when he played
If
with
he
San
opts out
Antonio.
and walks over to Miami, that
He had a
team-
squad when he was with San Antonio.
But
And-
everybody
and-
remember, opting out doesn't mean you're leaving. Everyone opts out to get more money.
Sure.
So
Right.
you can opt out. It doesn't mean you're leaving.
I know, but I'm saying if he opts out and walks over to Miami, that team's gonna be scary
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't think
because they don't even have to lose
I don't think
anyone.
Jerry
They just
West
keep
lets it happen.
Bam, they keep everyone, and they add him. Just boom.
That's on
Yeah, Jerry
Ballmer.
West is a different GM though. Jerry West is he's the whisperer. He gets it done. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Jerry's not the GM.
GM.
It's Lawrence
he's a
Frank.
special assistant or whatever he is. He's in the Clipper organization.
Honestly, I think Bomber's gonna be tired of Kawhi with all the way he acting.
that could be the case.
Yeah.
What does his uncle want him to do? What does his uncle want him to do?
What is his
Zion's
uncle
mom
want?
wants him to do this.
The only reason I
What does
don't see him
Kawhi's
going
uncle
to
want him
Miami
do?
is because he wanted to be in California. Like he's from California, so that's the only reason I see him staying with the Clippers.
Right.
Right.
All right. Last one.
DeMar DeRozan? Oh, I'm just kidding.
Halo.
Eh. You want to go K-Love?
I think he's a possibility of being actually moved.
Yeah,
If you,
he'll,
if you have a sexier name, put him out there.
Caleb to Boston. I like that.
Halo to the Lakers.
I was about to say K-Love is going to take a deal to come to the Lakers and play with LeBron.
He and LeBron wasn't super happy with him on his way out from Cleveland.
Well, I mean,
Wasn't
hey,
super mad at
trust
him.
me. No, and he'll. And
You think he still has
K-Love he's from the city. He'll come back. He'll give a hometown discount, and I think that makes sense. And that's not just
You're
me.
saying
being
he
a
got to
Laker
get bought out?
But
Yeah.
where's he gonna play?
No, they're gonna trade him first. They owe him a lot of money.
They do owe him a lot of money. Yeah, but he's not. He's done. He's played over the past 2 years, 10 games.
Yeah, well, if
Yeah.
comes
He'll be-
to us, we're
He'll be
gonna
playing a
play.
few more in the Olympics.
Yeah,
Did he sign up for it?
Yeah, he said.
Yeah, he's in there.
That's right, he did. And I was like, how the hell? All right, well, whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
That's Jalen Rose talking about tokenism.
What about
Hey,
Kyrie? Is he
man.
being traded? Because
Who?
Kyrie. Rumors Nets aren't happy with him.
They're not happy with him, but they
Why
might
not?
not trade him
Why aren't they happy with
Just
him?
the whole like
because the
missing a
little
lot
drama
of games
shit.
for no reason outside of NBA not being injured, and then just
Nah, Kyrie.
Getting
no.
getting lost for a while.
I think they run it
but-
back one
What's
more
with
time.
this dude? Why can't? How come no team is ever happy with him? You don't seem like a bad guy, but yet you always hear shit. Like
I just don't think he's fully focused on basketball.
He's gonna play.
Yeah, I think basketball's second to Kyrie. He's really, really good at it, but he has other interests elsewhere, and that doesn't fit well with the mold.
or he lost his interest
It
in
doesn't fit
basketball.
well when you're paying
that
someone
doesn't fit well with his
40
bosses.
million a year.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Hey,
All right,
can we-
guys.
Can we
Go
talk
ahead.
about K-Love really quick? If he came to the Lakers, where would he play? Somebody help me with that.
Center.
What do you mean? He plays
Center?
Yeah,
No
so
way.
AD could
No
play
way.
power forward.
Well,
do you mean,
AD
no
at center?
way?
Okay, that's better. Okay.
But
Don't
AD
say-
doesn't
No,
want to
I
play,
said
so they
Caleb
would.
at center, so AD
yeah,
could play power forward.
correct.
No, Caleb's too still. Okay.
And Caleb, what do you mean Caleb's too stiff to play center? That's
Do you,
what
do you
center
see who we
does.
had at center this year?
No, Caleb is too small to play center, and he can't move, and he doesn't block. When's the last time you see him block a shot?
I don't need him to block shots. I just need him to stretch the floor.
Let me tell you, K
Yes,
Love
you
is
can
going to be
do.
Blake.
No,
Griffin
we
2.0.
do need somebody that tells people to not come inside, because
Well, we
They
signed Dwight
came
Howard.
inside
Brum
all
was
the
that
time.
now.
It's getting
Brum
Dwight
can't block
back.
the shot. He's 6'10".
Just
Most
re-sign
people
Dwight
may,
Howard.
hey, look, most people are shooting their shots from the outside anyways. I don't think that that's quite. I think rebounding is more than anything, and K Love does that at an elite clip. So I think he'll be just fine with the Lakers. I think the fact that he hasn't shown anything is like Blake Griffin in Detroit. It's a small town team that nobody really wants to be in or be associated with. He'll be able to get another year and a half, serviceable out of it. If it happens. I know. I see your lips. I see your lips. You hate it. I see you. Don't Mick, just say it. I see you, nigga. I see you.
You're gonna be mad. Him and AD are gonna be in the back for 20% of the games. You're gonna be mad. We're gonna flame out in the playoffs. That's what's gonna happen. No Caleb.
Nah,
I think
no.
LeBron
I say
should
we
just
sign
move.
Caleb and D Howard.
I think
We need
LeBron
Draymond.
should just move to point guard, and then we don't sign a great point guard. We just sign some shooters around him.
But didn't you guys see what Magic said about how AD and LeBron need to change their roles with the Lakers? Did you guys see that?
No, I didn't.
No, what did he say? What did he say?
He
Specify.
said that we need a point guard because being a point guard for LeBron is too taxing for him. And in the fourth quarter, we need him to close games. So we need a guy to initiate the offense. He wants to move LeBron off the ball, and he wants to move AD into the center and stop seeing him shoot those 30-foot jumpers, get inside and dominate. That's what Magic
First of
said.
all, we all know
I'm
AD
sorry.
will be injured.
If that's what Magic said, that's what goes.
Right. I'm
No,
sorry.
I agree. I agree. AD just doesn't like playing center, right? That's
So
his
what do you?
thing.
Okay,
We
so
don't want to
let's,
get physical.
let's throw it out there. What about you
Chris
get
Paul.
a guy like Lowry to
Oh
come
no,
to LA.
Lowry's not coming to
I'm
LA.
not a big
Oh,
Lowry
wow.
guy.
Listen, I'm just
Lowry's
looking at it from a
either.
point guard. I don't think we're going to get Chris Paul.
Why is
Not with the run
point guard
that's
too
going on
taxing
right
on
now.
LeBron?
I don't know. That's what Magic. Because
Magic's wrong. Why would he play? Hold on. Why would playing
Hey,
point
Will,
guard?
watch your mouth.
Magic's wrong.
He's never
It's not too
wrong.
taxing on LeBron. LeBron doesn't guard the best player anymore, ever, which is fine because he's older. So it's not taxing on his body. Go play point guard, initiate the offense, get other people involved, get him some fucking shooters around him, and AD. All right.
Dude,
Maybe it is. Maybe he talked to
I'm
him
gonna
or
add Urban on
something.
Twitter today and say Renee thinks you're wrong.
Yeah, I'll
Come
tell
on,
him too.
come on, 10 podcasts and defend yourself.
Irvin's in Greece right now, throwing down weight and all that kind of crap.
I'm just
right?
asking why it's taxing. He's not running up and down.
You
with
saw
point
that,
guards trying to
Rick?
guard him.
I did. I
That
was.
shit was
I was like,
funny.
I need to do the same video.
LeBron
Yo,
told
right now, I'm
Magic
just go out in my backyard. Just
He's out on a 180-foot yacht talking about how I'm loving Greece, getting my workout in and all this. I'm like,
fucking Maddie's been
That's
trolling us for
funny.
years, but shout out to Maddie
Exactly.
living his best life.
Exactly. All right, man. Let's push on to the third quarter. What men think. All right, Renee, during the meeting, you brought this up.
Oh,
So I'm going
yeah.
to throw the first one out. Is there a walk of shame for men?
Oh, I didn't bring that one up. I brought
Could've
the
sworn.
next one up. I brought the
Could have
next one
sworn.
up. But
I know
don't
you
think-
brought the next one up for
I
sure.
don't think. I don't know. I've never known a man to have a walk of shame.
I don't have a
In
walk
what
of shame.
regard? In what regard?
If you had
Like
some sex,
how
you'll get
women
kicked out the next
with
day.
a walk of shame.
I can think of a man scenario
What?
walk of shame. Like if say you're at a conference with all your, the people that you work with, and then
Ah, I get what you're
happened,
saying.
and then they see you walking back through the lobby and you're married. That could be a
Oh,
walk.
yeah, that could be a walk of shame.
And you're married. Yeah,
That
that's
could
just
be
a
one.
Tuesday at most conferences and corporations.
true.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah. I've worked a lot of those. You can tell. You can tell.
You're like,
oh,
dude, I saw you yesterday. You were wearing the same shirt and tie. Like,
hey, man, yeah.
Are you leaving your hotel room or are you going back to your hotel room?
Right.
could be
That's
leaving
funny.
one to head back to yours.
Right.
I don't think there's a walk of shame for men. I'm trying to think of my scenarios and they're
Let's just say the only one I could think of is what if you like smashed a very heavy set woman.
Damn, I don't mind that.
And
Okay.
I caught
you're-
you,
and you're caught-
and I
and
see
caught
you
walking out of her
like,
room.
Hey,
No. You're
Hey.
calling your armor.
Oh,
Put your armor
like
out
riding
and put out
mopeds. The
the
fun
front
thing you car riding that motherfucker. You know what I mean?
You're the one that was.
What was
You
that,
was with
Mick? What
Bertha.
did you say?
I said, if you're walking with a biggin coming out of the buffet and we all catch you, that's a walk of shame.
Y'all gonna have y'all are wild, right?
I just said, dog.
So you didn't sneak out. You actually
I'm
ended up
telling
taking
you,
her
Rick
to the
oh,
specializes in that.
Oh no.
I think Rick's taking down everything.
No.
Okay.
I think Eddie Murphy might be the only one that did a walk of shame when he found out that daddy.
Transgender.
Yeah, that might have been.
Oh shit.
And
Okay.
he wasn't expecting that. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe he was. I don't know. That might have been the only
Kind of got
scenario.
brushed under the carpet, bro.
Yeah. Or who was that one guy they were like, yo, he smashed Jeffree Star. You know, he might have had a moment. I don't know if you guys know about that one. That was hot on
Oh.
Twitter about a year ago. It was weird. I didn't know
Was
who the
that-
hell
was
Jeffree
that-
Star was.
Was that the thing? Was that the Kanye?
Man,
Yeah,
I don't
Kanye had
know.
some
You know
weird
what?
thing like that.
Look, for a while, Jeffree Star was trending. First and foremost, let me just say this. I don't know who Jeffree Star truly is. His name was just brought up a couple weeks ago at a shoot, and they were like, yo, he does makeup, like tutorials. And I was like, okay. But I know a year ago, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was trending, and it was trending because it's a man, you know what I'm saying? But he was supposedly tied to all these different dudes. And I don't know, it was scandalous. I'm like, all right, I'm out. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, that ain't my lane. Whomever's lane it is, I'm out. But I'm
Right.
like, you know, in this particular instance, you know, walk of shame type scenarios, you know, I gotta think if you expecting one thing and it's another, perhaps. But
Gotcha.
other
All
than that, no, you know.
Hey,
Oh.
there's a good movie called The Crying Game you guys should watch.
Yeah,
No.
that's all right. I'll miss that one.
That
Actually,
was-
I lie to y'all. You
I was
know
like-
what? There
was
was
a
a
kid
walk
when
of
I
shame
saw that
moment for
shit.
me. Yeah.
Oh, you had a walk of
lied.
shame moment.
I
Tell
lie.
us.
You know what? And you know what? I am confident enough in my skills to accept this. But I pulled up lane. I hit her with the 2-hitter. You know what I'm saying? The two pump chump. I did that once. And I blamed it on I was overly excited. And that was a walk of shame. I just walked away with my head down. I was like,
You
get
didn't run
at
a
you
second
next time.
round? You didn't run it back a second round?
She didn't want it. She didn't want it. Now, not recent, you know what I'm saying? But that's happened before. You know what I'm saying? I had to think about that. That's happened.
Honesty is refreshing.
Hey, man, you know what? Look, we all fucked up.
It's
All right.
happened to all of us.
Next one. This one's Renee's then. Sorry.
All right.
Misspoke earlier. Do you think women superstars have sex with groupies?
Yeah.
Yeah?
No.
I think so.
I
I
think
just
maybe
think they're.
Madonna
I
did.
think
Yeah.
I think
that's
they're
what-
more low
That's
pro.
what I said too. Maybe Madonna's the only
That's
one.
it.
That's
Renee
exactly
brought up
what it was.
Madonna for sure. I thought maybe J-Lo because there's just too many instances where she's bouncing
Did-
from one dude
did
to
it-
another dude.
Didn't
Maybe
Britney
Riri
Spears?
back in the day?
Britney Spears made out with some guy in a pool, and they even interviewed the fool afterwards and shit, and said like that's when she was going like out of her mind. So
No.
I,
I think they do because I mean at the
Yeah.
end of the day, you know, people are people. Not everybody's in the spotlight. You know what I'm saying? And everybody has a chance. Trust me, I know. I'm out here long range shooting as we speak. One day it's gonna
How is it kept
hit.
so quiet? I always hear
Yeah,
about
but-
dudes like, oh, he smashed.
Hush money.
We would. I was saying we would hear about it. We would hear
Yeah.
about it. if that
Especially in social
No,
media
I-
nowadays.
I think they keep it more low pro than guys.
Let me-
do. I
let
think
me-
guys
let
are
me-
more pro.
I'm gonna say, let me be honest with y'all, or let me ask y'all an honest question. Y'all smash I don't care who, man, a superstar, right? And she's like, look, this shit is good. I want you to keep coming back, but you got to keep this shit on the low. You not gonna keep that on the low?
But on the
Yeah, but
podcast right now, hey, I
eventually,
smashed.
I
that
could.
ends.
Yeah.
Eventually that ends, and then you're like, dude, guess what I did?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm riding that one to the wheels fell off. Like
Right.
if
And
I
when the wheels
knock
fall off,
Beyonce
what are
right
you gonna
now,
say? Wheels fall off, you're gonna jump on 10 pocket and be like, guys.
I
I've been
did.
sitting for like 5 years, but I
Yeah.
smashed whoever.
I'm gonna just move different.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I'm move different.
Yeah.
I'm here. Y'all talk about y'all scenarios being little spoons and shit like that. I'm like, nah.
You're gonna have to drop it one day, though. You're gonna say it, and we're gonna be like,
Look, Stedman's the only dude that wrote that out and kept his mouth shut. Other than that, we're saying stuff as soon because that's not gonna last forever. It's gonna be for a season or whatever. She's gonna move on, and then guess what I'm saying? Yo, guess what I did? And I'm showing pictures.
Nah.
Yeah?
You know,
I'm writing
no.
a book right after.
Right.
Look, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I
Book
share,
money
I share a
deal?
lot of stories, but there's a lot that I don't. So trust, if
And-
I get
and I'm
the
gonna need
right
some hush
one,
money.
I'm not.
Getting that
Oh,
book money deal. Renee
I'm gonna
is.
need some
Yeah,
hush
I'm
money.
getting a book money deal. Yeah, I'm gonna get some hush money.
or a video deal like Ray J did.
Hey,
Yeah. See, that's another that whole group too is the other one that reminds me of like, come on, the Kardashians.
Kardashian was a groupie at the time when she got fucked by Ray J.
Not only
Nobody
were
knew
they,
the
but I
fuck-
think they still are. I think it's the
but
opposite.
but no,
Basically,
so
with all
nobody knew
kinds
who the
of
fuck
people.
she was until then, you know?
yeah, she was like Paris Hilton's assistant. or
I was
some
about
shit.
to say
Yeah,
Paris
yeah.
Hilton.
Yeah, that's how she got started.
All right. Next one. What's the most money you would consider spending on a live event ticket?
Oh, that's quite the pivot. I thought that was going
Right?
somewhere else.
What's the most money you'd spend on?
Yeah.
Never mind. No, on a live event ticket. I mean,
It would depend where I'm sitting. I mean, but I mean, I would pay what I could afford. So if I
all right,
it
Luda,
depends.
it's the Ram Super Bowl.
What are you paying?
What are you paying to get in? What's the most money you'd pay to go be live to see the Rams win the Super Bowl?
Realistically, the most I could pay would be about $5,000. If I could get a ticket for $5,000, I'll do it.
Eddie?
Okay.
But
Eddie P.
I don't think
Rams?
I don't think you have to pay that much. Well, yeah, I guess you would. I don't know. Probably not $5,000.
Yeah, that's
$200. Anything more than
Yeah.
that, we'll throw a party at the house.
You could see
Nah,
it better. You could see
I
it
could
better
do
from
like-
your TV.
I could probably do like $1,200 for a ticket, something like that.
if it's a Super Bowl, I would try to pay. I would pay
It
that.
would have to be a
You
hell
know?
of an event, man. I don't know. Y'all, I mean,
I'm just saying for any event.
I can
1,200
find
is
so
my
much
limit.
better ways to spend $5,000.
Right.
Yeah.
But you're
I-
you're
take it
that's
on a
the whole
sports
thing.
game.
But if there was like, it doesn't even have to be a sports one. Live
Yeah,
event.
anything,
It could be
yeah.
a concert of somebody that you've got to see before they pass away or
I don't think
whatever.
there's
Is there
anybody.
anybody
Oh,
like
let me ask Renee this. So how much were you willing to spend for the Bad Bunny concert that you want to go take your
Not
wife?
$1,200 a ticket. I
you
think
watch
I
Bad Bunny
told
jump
my-
off the top rope, huh?
No, I told my
Would you
dad-
have paid $500 per ticket?
Yeah, that's fine.
You would have paid?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
That's,
man.
that's
I-
So
I'd
he
find
would
a way.
he would have spent $1,000 to take his girl to Bad Bunny.
yeah.
If he
But
could
now-
find the ticket.
But now it's
Yeah.
just one ticket for me,
Right. No, of course. Of
not
course.
for Bad Bunny at least.
No, we know why you were doing it. It's
Yeah,
your
yeah,
girls.
no.
Yeah, we get it. But that's interesting. That's
But
cool.
like
Fair.
$1,200 for one ticket for me to go see, I don't know, let's just say the 49ers in the Super Bowl, the Lakers in the championship.
like game
That's
You
seven?
game
do.
7.
Yeah.
right?
You do it.
1,200 is probably my limit.
Yeah.
I ain't
okay.
paying more than my house note.
I don't know. You know what? In all honesty, I can sit here and tell you I wouldn't spend shit, but I spent $500 to look like Coolio, and yeah. So I
Oh,
I mean, who knows what the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Is that why you
I've
got-
got? I recently got for this fucking hairstyle that I'm wearing right now on some bullshit. So I don't know, man. Somebody will probably get me again. Somebody will probably get me again.
Yeah. I was gonna say something.
Hey, it's all good. Look. I roasted every single one of y'all.
You're looking
Y'all
like
been-
Sideshow Bob right now, the black version.
Yeah.
dog.
The
That's all.
Black Side Show, Bob.
I thought you were Coolio.
Okay.
What was that, Mick?
It's a fantastic
It's a
voyage,
first
nigga.
subject, dude. Don't come on, man. Don't poke the bear.
I'm
Let's
not
do it,
trying.
man.
I just said. I just like. Yeah, it's-
No, it's
he
good.
brought it up.
I did, because I could poke fun of myself. Mick was here when I got it done, and I was so pissed. I came home and drank immediately.
And that shit ran you $5
Fucking
Ran me
tarantula
$5
on your
bills,
head.
fam. I went expecting 150 and to come out looking like something way different than what the fuck I
Hey,
did.
you should have went.
And
back
this
and
is
said-
this is put up. This is put up so that it just looks like mixing it. It's
You paid $500
Hey.
for that?
yeah, exactly.
Hey, you should have went back.
No,
and
like
shaved
I
my
mean,
head,
for
shave your
that's
head and
that's
just give you some
dude.
moves.
What
Your
kind of
money
hair
back.
salon did you go to?
That's a hell of a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. This is what happens when you do stuff that you don't know. You know, uneducated buyer. You know what I'm saying? Uneducated buyer, man. So it is what it is. So there y'all have it. You know,
Did this place for $500? Did they have to sedate you to do that first? And Nick had to be your driver to
How
take.
long were you sitting there for?
4.5 hours.
Oh my!
Oh,
God.
my
You
God.
kind of, but you know what you
Gracious.
do? You do remind me of
Did
Michael
you
B.
tip him?
Jordan from the Black Panther movie.
Did you tip her?
And she got a tip. Yeah.
And you didn't
Oh,
like it?
So
You tipped her?
five-
so
goodness,
$550. Damn, dude.
Wait, you didn't like your hairdo and you tipped them?
Yeah.
No, because
I'm
I'm a nice guy. Because I'm a
Okay.
nice guy.
Okay,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Yeah. No, my niceness.
Jamal, you waited there for 4.5 hours and watched this happen?
Man, I was at the crib, dog.
All right, niggas. I was just trying to give y'all a little something to
All right.
lighten the mood. Y'all
All
can
right.
the
Okay,
fuck on
so
now. Okay,
we'll
I start
stick on the
roasting
desert,
everybody in
but-
this motherfucker.
Yeah.
All right,
We're
I'll
gonna
start
see
They
roasting
got,
everybody.
they got a
all right?
couple of them tarantula deserts.
All
Flopping
right,
over your
okay.
head,
All
bro.
right, get them. Come on, I'm here for it. You know,
We're,
better get it this week.
I just saying, man.
All right.
We're gonna keep this going. Rick, you started this a while back. What are you
Yeah.
listening to this week? What you listening to?
So this week I jumped back into Rhapsody, which if you don't know Rhapsody, I'm telling you, man, she is immensely talented. I believe her last album was Grammy nominated if it didn't win the whole thing. And specifically, there's a song called Afeni, which really just hit home. More so, the song is beautiful, but at the end, there's like a 2 minute, I don't know what to call it. I won't say interlude, but basically this girl talking about how she's going to take care of her man and it's in the third and like the different things that like it wasn't like a cater to you, take care of her man. It was basically talking about the man's soul and why he mistreats women and he doesn't need to be mad and all sorts of shit. The shit hit home. Not to say that I mistreat women, but I have been known to womanize. I'm not gonna lie. So anyways, it just hit home with me. So I've been on Rhapsody super heavy this week because like I said, she's immensely talented. Not just that song, but that song hit home. I really think everybody should listen to that, especially the end. But that's what I've been on this week. Shout out to Rhapsody.
Anybody else?
I went back and listened to some College Boys and some Philly's Most Wanted. Had to reconnect with my night.
I don't I can't remember how it goes. But that's not it. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, I remember that. I had that CD somewhere.
Never had it, but that's all right. Eddie P, what are you listening to?
You know, not a whole lot of music this week. It's still a little bit of that EDM, but I've been going back and Mickle like this because I miss it during the day a lot of times. I'll run it back at night if I'm working. Gary and Shannon replays like from earlier that day. You know, they post them later. Yeah,
just do the posted.
Just to kind of keep caught up with everything going on.
I got you. Yeah, Gary and Shannon out here in LA for sure.
Okay.
All right, Renee. Nothing.
I ain't really listened to none this week, to be honest with you.
Damn.
Little
Luda?
podcast, that's it.
Same. I mean, just other than K-Rock is the station I normally play to when I'm just cruising home or cruising back to work. But nothing new that I have. Sir.
Can I ask y'all a question real quick? Because I find this kind of crazy, and I know I had this conversation with my barber. My barber doesn't understand people like myself who use music to elevate their vibe. You know what I'm saying? They're like, I use music literally all the time. So I'm always, I mean, y'all know when we get pregame, music is always on. Like that's me all the time, right? The only time I didn't was when Mick was here because he was working. So I didn't want to, fuck him up too much. But other than that, I always have music. So if you guys don't listen to music, like you go the whole week without listening to music, like how do y'all get y'all vibe right? Like, or do you just wake up and you're good? You're like, yo, I'm riding this wave.
Oh, like you wake up and turn on the music just to kind of start.
Right. Yeah, we start our morning off with a vibe. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, no, I typically am only listening to music nowadays when I'm in the gym. That's really what.
It's funny how that happens, huh? Weird how that happens.
Yeah, I do it on my drives. When I'm driving. I mean, that's normally when I'm vibing. And you're right, Rick. The music does make your vibe kind of. Like it pumps you up, depending on
normally now, when I would typically be listening to music nowadays, I'm like listening to podcasts or stuff like that. So
which is cool. Yeah.
Or news
I usually
old guy
use music to change my mood, like you're saying, Rick. But then if I want to like hype myself up, I'll put some Jay-Z on because my swagger goes up when I listen to it and I have no reason so.
Yeah.
Louis.
Whatever. I mean, that's his thing. So good for you.
Hey, I fuck with Jay-Z too, man. Nah, but I'm just saying, like, it helps me a lot, as my main day in and day out is just to be creative, right? Be creative and productive. And so honestly, unless I listen to music, it's like having coffee. You know what I'm saying? Unless I listen to music, I will not be as productive. My mood will not be as right as usual. So I usually have to throw on something.
French vanilla.
Well, if you want to get creative, please. If you want to get creative, why don't you draw a picture?
He said, why don't I draw a picture? No, I take pictures. I don't have to draw them. I'll send you a few. Don't worry about it. All right, B.
All right, guys. Hey, let's keep this pushing. We're getting into the fourth quarter now. Bump it or dump it time. So, hey, Rick, you might have to talk a little bit on this one. Jordan Brand releases WNBA women's lineup.
Yeah. So, damn it, I was trying to get it up. I thought you were going to hit that other one first. Jordan Brand had done something real dope. They released a presser. Here it goes. Where they introduced basically, the largest female roster of any brand. You know what I'm saying? And he's got, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ladies in this particular picture. And he was saying basically the world needs female voices. And they can't ignore that, or else they're not growing. And usually most brands, Nike, Adidas, whatever, are highlighting the men and the men only. You know what I mean? We don't know which WNBA player, tennis player, anything has to deal with anybody for the most part. So I thought it was kind of dope that he came out and did it. The photo shoot, me, that's my thing. It was dope, and I just feel like overall, just the vibe and the direction and what it was saying for the culture and, pushing women sports and women athletes, was major key. So shout out to Jordan for doing that. It's funny. I think almost since the release of oh my God, the Last Dance, he's sort of trying to change that narrative that he steps away from political issues and he's not outspoken. And in this, obviously in that era, they didn't really do that, right? This era, you do. And so he's really, I think, been a lot more integral in doing these things. So I like to see him push. And I also think this is an homage to Kobe, who was trying to push forward women's sports. I think he was like, yo, I see what Kobe was doing. Let me jump in. That's just me. I could be wrong.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to bump it too. And aside from all the things that Rick said, you know me, I love the economics of it. And that Jumpman, just the logo that's super powerful. And it gets attention. It doesn't matter what it is. You see a Jumpman logo, you're going to tune in.
Right. So true.
And to add to that,
I'm like
point,
whatever with it. Like it's cool
Right.
that he's sponsoring women. Like you said, a lot of other companies do too. But I mean, Jordan don't make good shoes for other athletes. He makes only his shoes good. You see anyone wearing Zions? You see anyone wearing Carmelos? You see anyone wearing Mike Bibby's? You see anyone wearing Chris Paul's? No.
Yeah, Chris Paul.
I don't.
No.
I don't know. I mean.
You don't see nobody walking around with those kicks on, trying to play in the court.
Well, I mean, look, Steph Curry's shoe was selling like hotcakes, and I ain't never seen anybody on the court with some SC30s either. But it doesn't mean they don't.
Because they don't want to get them
I
dirty.
see other players that rock with Jordan.
I think it's major key, and Mick, you brought up the point of monetizing or the money aspect of it, the economics, and I agree because at the end of the day, what's one topic that we keep talking about is I see it all the time how much Sue Bird got paid and all of her accomplishments versus LeBron James, and at the end of the day, I agree that women's sports should be paid more, but unfortunately, the WNBA doesn't have the revenue share or the revenue period that the NBA does. So things like this help, I think, what I'm saying, in the end.
I do agree with your point that he might be doing it as to help like live on Kobe's legacy because he was pushing
he's
hard.
just trying to
for
push it. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
we got to help push.
One more thing to your point, Renee. I buy Team Jordans because I like the way they look. I don't play them. I just wear them. And there's a lot of people that do that. They want to just have something with a Jumpman on it. So there's something to be said about that. No matter if the KD shoe or whatever, you may or may not be right, but people are still buying those shoes.
Yeah, I agree. All right, move forward. I'm sorry.
Moving forward, yeah. Okay, so Team USA men's and women's teams were finalized for the Olympics, and so the men's team actually only has 2 returners, right? Technically 3, right? But KD and Draymond are returning from the 2016 team, and K Love is coming back from the 2012 team. Other than that, everybody else is first timers. So you got Zach LaVine, Jeremy Grant, excuse me, Lillard, Beal, Adebayo, Jason Tatum. And then 3 additional players are Middleton, Drew Holiday, and Booker. What do you guys think?
The teams are stacked, bro. I think men and women are going to be gold. I don't think it'll be as easy as it used to be, but it
when
is.
When was the last time the U.S. men won the gold? Was it the last Olympics?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've won, I think, every Olympics except one.
Yeah.
1 or 2.
Yeah.
I think it's been 2.
Do you feel like
2
this is the
times.
best squad we could put out there though?
No.
Not,
No,
I'm always
It's not
going to
Texas.
compare it. I'm always going to compare it to the first squad ever created.
No,
for
I'm
that.
talking about with players that are
Dream
active
team?
now.
But
No.
The problem is the stars in the NBA now are more international than they've ever been before. So, because I was thinking like, well, we don't have great play, like all the great players. I was like, Giannis, he's not American, right? So I started thinking about other guys in the NBA that are
Right.
stars that we can't have on our national team because
Right.
they're international.
Right.
Right, but that's not what I asked. Is this the best team you think the U.S. could put together?
And I just said
No.
no. It's not sexy.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I think that there's some names out there potentially that could have joined, but I mean, when you look at it, right, like from like a team building standpoint, you usually want a couple of stars and then glue guys and things of that nature, and I think that this has a lot of that. That's how you have a Kevin Love, a Bam Adebayo, a Drew Holiday making the team. Chris Middleton, who I said is like, saying the poor man Scottie Pippen or this era Scottie Pippen, Jeremy Grant,
Mhm.
You know, I mean, there's a lot of people out there that people are like, yo, how, what? You just got to see what they do. And I think at the end of the day, when they put this team together, and is it Coach K coaching this one, right? I think
Yeah,
it's
this
the
is the
last
last
one.
Yeah,
one.
last
That's
one.
the last one. Yeah, no,
Últimos mijos.
when he puts this shit together, man, this shit is gonna be amazing. You know,
Uh,
and
Who's the
Coach
college kid in it?
Kukrski?
No, is it? I don't think it is Coach K. Isn't it Pop now? Didn't
I
Pop
think-
take it over?
I thought this is. You might be right.
I think
it-
Pop
I
took
thought this
this
was
over.
gonna
I
be
think it's
Coach K's.
Popovich.
Last year, because I think that's why Devin Booker said he wanted to play or some shit like that. Because that was his
Hmm.
coach. I
yeah,
could be
maybe.
wrong though.
No, it says Coach Popovich.
Okay.
all right. So then this is his last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they start off against France. That's the first game of the season, and
Right.
I agree with Mick. It's not the sexiest team we could have had. I mean, too many guys had to pull out due to injury. Right? Harden said he wasn't going to do it because of the hamstring. Wants that thing to get healed. Davis definitely out. LeBron wasn't going to play from the get go. So, you know, are there other players? Sure. I mean, could you have seen somebody like a Zion on the squad?
KD.
Yeah.
You know, KD, right? Well, KD's
KD's
he's on the team.
Oh, he's on it. Okay.
He's
Yeah.
he's
Yeah,
captain.
He's the captain.
Clay,
So-
Steph.
Well, Clay's still coming
But
back. from
Zion's not
injury.
on it?
I don't see him. I
Nah.
see Clay getting ready for NBA season, not to come back to the Olympics and have something else.
And that's what
Oh,
it is. right?
what about Melo?
No.
Nice one.
Melo couldn't have made this team. Nah, Melo. Shout out to Melo though.
So,
Yeah,
right.
no, I mean it could have been, but I think that this men's team is stacked. I mean I think to me that's the beautiful thing about the NBA right now is there are stars on just about every squad. You know what I'm saying? There are really,
Sure.
really, really, really good players, not just good
Yeah, talented.
NBA players.
Very
There are-
talented players.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna combine. We had like
Except the
3, 4,
Pistons.
5, 6 on here. Lot of head coaching changes or announcements in the NBA, right? So we had the Celtics hiring their new coach. Coach was not happy.
Dump it.
Um,
I don't like that.
Dallas hiring Jason Kidd and
Ojo.
Rick Carlisle going to the Pacers for a second stint, and then looking like Chauncey Billups to the Blazers. So you guys with all that dump any of them?
I'm kind of dump on Jason Kidd. I thought I was gonna bump it, but he ain't even had a winning record since he's been an NBA coach. Like his overall record is trash. So yeah, I'm dumped that. I don't even know why he getting that shot again.
And regarding the one with the Pacers, do you think it's always like they can do better as a second time? Because he was already a coach for them
No,
before, right?
rumor is he really loves Indiana, like that city
Yeah.
in that state. So he
Really?
yeah, him and his wife love that area. So they're just like, yo, we'll go back there with coach.
Mm,
I don't know if his team's gonna be that good. I don't feel like
they're gonna be good. He'll get DeMontis Sabonis moving. He'll get Miles Turner back. They've got Brogdon. They've got the other Holiday. They've got some guys.
They'll be an 8 seed in the East. Awesome.
Nah, they'll be a 4-5.
Oh,
They'll be
okay.
shit.
they'll be a 4-5. Yeah, Indiana.
We'll
Once
see.
again, it's a small town team. They're sneaky good. They're up there. They're up
Okay.
there. They'll be. I think that's probably potentially the best hiring. I am intrigued to see what Kidd does in Dallas. I knew he was going back to Dallas. That was his only other spot other than freaking LA, and that's where he started. He's got that relationship with Mark Cuban. I'm sure Mark Cuban is laying out the red carpet for him. So that'll be interesting. I'm also very curious to see what Coach Billups is going to do because I know that Dame called for either Billups or Kidd. So let's see how that
Man,
does.
fucking coach out good. They better do good, otherwise.
Yeah, he's gonna have to build his staff out like Steve Nash. You know what I'm saying? Like get some really good assistants, and that'll.
Is the point guard position becoming the catcher position as far as managers and coaches are concerned?
I think it always has been. Wouldn't you
Has
say?
it?
What do you mean the catcher position? I'm
So
just
like
asking.
Like
catchers, they say catchers make great managers, right? Because
Yeah.
they know the game, they understand the game.
Oh,
Now
I see.
I'm seeing a lot of point guards as head coaches in the NBA. So, and
I
it
guess
makes
my question
sense.
would be like, how many of them were actually good coaches? Jason Kidd hasn't been a good coach.
No, but you got Steve Kerr.
Okay.
Phil played the forward position. I'm trying to think. We'd have to really dissect that. But
Mhm.
I mean, essentially, like when I think about it, when I'm talking different sports with Tyson, I'm telling him, hey, this guy at this position is the coach of like linebackers, coach of the defense, or maybe a safety. You know what I'm saying? When you're playing basketball, it's the center or the point guard. Like those are two anchors, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, like to me, it makes sense. You know, it does. It makes a lot of sense. But I mean, we'd have to really run it.
We'll see.
Yeah, we have to really
I mean,
run it.
Magic Johnson was a coach. He was trash.
Yeah, but I have a theory on that. Superstars don't make great coaches.
Right, maybe.
So Nash isn't.
I would say that's
great
false
coach.
too, because Larry Bird was a good coach.
Wow,
He didn't win nothing.
He was.
he didn't win anything.
He didn't win anything.
Yeah, okay, not every coach wins a championship, but he
Okay,
was
He's
a
always
good
the
coach.
exception. I think Bird was the
How do you
exception.
define a good coach then? He had a winning record. Is that a good coach? No, you got to win stuff.
Oh my god! So every coach that doesn't win a championship is not a good coach.
Nope.
Is that what you're saying? that what you're saying?
Nope.
Nope.
No, that's not what you're saying.
No, they're not a good. Okay, good. Okay, fine. Good coach, great coach. What do you want? You want a good coach? You want a great coach?
Everyone will
I
take
want
great
coach- I
over
want
good.
coach
Like
that
what?
wins
What
a
is?
championship.
I'm just telling you that. But Larry Bird was a good coach.
You're the guy that nobody
Larry
can do
Bird
anything
took a
with. Why
team
can't
to the
you
playoffs
argue with
multiple
me?
times as a coach. It makes you a good coach.
Okay, good coach. What? Okay, who cares? I want a great coach. I want to win.
Okay,
championships.
so name me one great coach that's been a point guard, and don't say Steve Kerr because he inherited that team. They were
That's why I
already
said
great.
we have to unpack it. I just said, is that becoming the position?
No,
like
it's not.
perpetual?
I would
You're
say
going
no.
to extremes like you always do.
I'm not going to this. I'm naming point guards that are coaches.
All right, I'm
I think
going.
Magic
there's always
Johnson,
the
Steve
exception to
Kerr,
the rule. and
Mark
that's what Bird
Jackson,
was.
Lenny Wilkins. Yeah, Lenny
Jason
Wilkins.
Kidd.
I'm looking at it. Let me see.
There's not
Yeah.
too many, and none of them I don't think have won championship except Steve Kerr.
Wow. Yeah. No. This is sort
What
of an
about
interesting list.
Tyronn Lue?
Tyronn Lue.
Phil Jackson.
He's not a
Phil
point guard.
Jackson was like
He-
a
he
solid
was-
power
yeah,
forward.
All right, I'm gonna keep this moving on. All right, here we go. Now we're getting into a little bit of NFL.
Interesting
So-
list.
First active NFL player
Oh.
announces he's gay. This
Well,
week.
okay. And you're saying
What?
actors now? Because Michael Sam did this years ago.
Well, he
And
did it in the draft and then didn't make the team.
Yeah, he didn't really
Yeah.
play.
I mean, and he didn't probably make. I mean, do you think that was all performance based? I don't know.
It probably wasn't, but
I think
this is an
different
instance
time.
where Carl Nassib is known,
right.
decent player. He's
Yeah,
still
solid.
going to be on the Raiders. They ain't cutting him because
Well, oh no, hell no, especially not now.
Yeah.
That'll be a lawsuit.
Carl Nassib was probably
Wait till
he-
next year.
Yeah,
till
I was
next
gonna say,
year.
he probably was
Well-
about to get cut, and he was like, "Hold on," just kidding. It's not like that, but I'm just saying, like, timing is everything, right? And so, like, I mean, shout out to Carl Nassib for feeling like it was the right time for him to do that. I think Mick and I were talking about it though. Like, if you're Michael Sam, you're like, what the fuck? Of course, you know what I'm saying. I come out as I think he was the first one as far as I
Yeah,
was.
but he probably wasn't that good.
And Carl Nassib ain't a fucking all-star either. But I'm
Like
just
he's a
saying.
starter. Like Michael Sam didn't make the team. He was like almost one of the last round draft picks. Like
But
I
that's my point.
thought
and
they
I-
said Carl Nassib was a third stringer.
But
I,
that's
thought,
just
I
a
could have
third
swore I
stringer.
heard that.
He's a third stringer.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
no starter.
all I'm saying is that I feel like
my bad.
the timing played a factor in all of this. Right now is the perfect time.
Well, how about
It's
the
Pride
elephant in
Month.
the room? Why is this an issue? Does anybody care? If the guy can play, I don't like.
All right.
Yeah,
And
I
it
don't
shouldn't.
give a shit.
No.
It shouldn't be an issue, but
But
it
would
it
you
is.
shouldn't
care-
be.
but would
But
you
apparently
care
it
if
is
you
an
were in the
issue
locker
with
room
a lot
with
of
him?
players.
That's
I
the
know
thing.
it wouldn't.
Hey, Renee
No, it
just said it right there.
Would you
What
care
is
if
it?
he's in the locker room and smacked your ass? That could be a
Oh,
thing.
well, that's different. That's
I don't like none of you
That's a
motherfuckers
thing, dog.
smack my
That's a
ass.
thing.
Don't
No,
nobody
smack
touch me.
asses
You know what I'm
in
saying?
sports.
Like,
Like,
no.
good job, good game today.
No, I
That's
don't like none of
Yeah.
that. I don't like
Are
none of that.
Are some of his teammates going to feel uncomfortable now? That
Yeah.
now that they
That's what I'm
know,
saying.
and they've all
Probably
showered
because
together and
ignorance.
whatever.
Yeah.
And let me just ask this question
I
to
smack
Renee's
people on the
point.
ass when I tell them good game. Like, good game, man. Shit.
No, I don't know
He-
good
he-
games on
he's-
my side.
He's been
I'm
smacking
smacking your ass
people in
next
the
time I
ass
see
for
you.
years. Hold on, Nate. He's been smacking people in the ass for years, and
Bring
then
them two gloves.
you're okay with that. But now he's openly gay. Are you gonna let him smack your ass?
Maybe
But-
he
and-
don't
or-
do that though. Maybe he
but-
doesn't do that.
Yeah. I
But-
mean,
Does-
Let's just say he has been for years. Like, hey, great game, whatever, and you're like, yeah, fuck yeah, whatever. Now you know he's gay.
Yes, I am. I mean, because he's not smacking ass and smiling at you and waving at you. That's different. If he smacks
Right.
your ass, good game. Then it is what it is. Then
But in
to
the
that-
locker
to that
rooms, they
point,
might be.
there's a lot more-
Have you
lot
been in
more
a locker room where
gay
people are just joking around? Like, I'm just saying, they might, be smacking bare asses.
no, I
Right.
mean, yeah.
he ain't doing the
you
Chris
need it.
Webber. He ain't doing the Chris Webber on Vlade Divac thing.
Squeezing his
That's
ass.
different. Yeah, he got a whole handful for like 10 seconds of that.
What's worse than that? What the Dwight Howard did to that dude in Houston? That was egregious.
What?
There's a lot of suspect things.
All I'm saying is that that's something that might affect other players. I don't give two shits. Whatever. Do you? Whatever.
Right, and I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will affect a couple
All
players.
right.
I
Hey,
see Jamal's point. Like, yeah, who cares? Like,
Yeah.
let the guy do his thing. It shouldn't
Right.
be of course it is this
I agree.
day and era.
Well,
But
I mean,
at
it
some
is.
point, maybe it won't.
yeah.
So,
All right. NFL once again to anything to make money, I guess. NFL announced that they're going to go through a bidding process now to host the combine. So
Yeah, they always
Wow.
They
Hey,
they got to recoup losses from last year.
I
for sure.
guess so. I guess so.
Right.
But I mean, damn, it's like, they've only moved the combine away from New York. What, like for the last couple of years?
New York, you mean Indy?
No. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's combine. I'm thinking
Talking
the
about
draft.
the
I
draft.
apologize.
Oh,
But
really?
the combine's been in Indy forever, and now they're
Yeah.
talking about moving it. And you got to be a host.
Which is
Well,
stupid. It's a staple as far as
Right.
I'm concerned. It's a staple to go.
Right.
Well, it could also be for people to is the public allowed or not allowed?
No.
There's no
Okay,
public.
then yeah, that's kind of they're trying
That's
to make
right. That's why it
motherfucking
doesn't.
money.
And
yeah,
Indianapolis is known as a great city to host large
Yeah,
events,
no,
like they
that's
do
right.
all the time, because they have a big hotel district, restaurant district right by the stadium.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Dump this.
Whatever.
Yeah,
They
dump
better
it.
start bidding
Dump
higher
it.
then. It's
Dump it.
economic. It always is.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, but it's the first time, so it's like
Well, I'm saying.
Right.
that-
With them, dump
it's
it.
gonna be-
Yeah.
I mean, what we're seeing now, we're seeing inflation run rampant right now. Everybody's trying to recoup losses
Yeah.
from last year.
Yeah.
so
I
true.
mean, I know. I paid $500 for this hair. All right, that's the last time. Niggas say anything else. They'll say anything else. I'm just kidding.
I'll pay you 20 to
Hey,
shave it
bro, you
off.
paid $5 for that badass T-shirt and $500 for that bad hairdo. Imagine that.
Damn. Hey,
'Cause I
man.
love God is dope. 'Cause I know
God is
They
dope.
got-
Shout out to them.
they
Hey,
got
hey,
you.
and this is the Mamba edition. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
exactly.
Hey,
Yeah.
shout
All right.
out to Mamba. But
Hey.
yeah, fuck it. It is what it is.
Last one is NFL is allowing alternate helmets.
Fucking
Love it. Bump that
Bump
shit.
it.
Oh,
I
yeah,
hate all helmets. I hate it.
I think the alternate helmets is supposed to like sort of tie in with throwback uniforms and all that, because a lot of times they've been wearing the throwback unis, but they still keep the modern helmet.
Well, I
So-
thought they said it was with the Color Rush uniforms that you can use your alternate helmets.
Yeah, I seen
Well,
something
that
about
too.
Color Rush. So,
That too. But I
No,
do know that
well-
several people have been using like their same helmet when they've done like a throwback, like it's our 50th anniversary or whatever,
Yeah.
and then they don't get to bring out the actual helmet from that time period.
I don't even
So-
understand those rules from the NFL. Like, why did this take so long to let people do that?
To do what?
I thought it had something to do with the safety, and like for me, that's the major thing. If I'm an NFL exec, that's the thing I'm thinking about. They've got enough CTE cases over the last
but-
decade,
But
to
you can still
where-
have the same helmet and just paint it. Get
Right.
painted.
That's the
Because
thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not a
versions
thing.
of CTE approved helmets that you can.
Yeah,
have.
exactly. Yeah,
I don't want to see my quarterback come out with the single bar Joe Theismann going.
Yeah,
across
no,
the face.
yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Right.
Make sure
But
he still
if-
has
if-
the
The leather,
you
the
go-
leather helmet.
Yeah, if you go even further, it was those little leather straps that they had. They didn't even have the bars in the front at
Yeah.
one point.
So
yeah.
But
No, that's
anyways.
that's what it is all about, the health. Which is, I mean, look, hey, customize
It's
all you
it's like
want.
now
Just
this
make
year
sure
they're gonna let them wear the cleats that they want too. Why didn't you let them do that before?
man,
The
you know,
stupid stuff.
they
like
had
that.
they had to get that money.
they've had a lot of
Well,
things, right?
It-
Like
it's
the
because- it's
socks.
because the corporation wants the league to look a certain way, and they're not going to put their dollars behind it if it looks like something that they don't want.
Yeah, but they'll
Right.
make more money if they let them wear whatever cleats, right?
I agree. but
Young
you
kids
gotta
will be
talk
like,
to the
"Ooh, those
old
cleats are
school.
dope. I want to go out and buy them." You know?
Yeah.
You're right. You're right. But it's the old world freaking board
Yeah,
of
it's
directors
true.
who
Right.
look at it like me. You know what I mean? Oh,
Get off
It's
my
the
lawn.
mix of the world.
Get
Yeah,
off
to
my
get
lawn.
off my lawn.
I say keep it old school, but
Get off his lawn.
I like the
Yeah.
old helmets or keeping their same helmets. All the shit the NBA's done with the Valley and the this and the that with the different. Fuck that. You're the Suns. Put the Suns on your jerseys.
I
That's
love
what
it.
I would say. And like
Love
to
it.
Jamal's point, hey, I guess I'm old. Take that stupid Valley shit off of there. You're
I don't
representing
like that.
the
I don't like
Suns.
it either. And those Miami.
The Lakers, Los Lakers. This ain't Mexico. Put the Lakers.
But they're in Los Angeles.
Oh,
Doesn't
sorry, Ed.
matter.
I can't-
That's just hey, my opinion.
Fair enough.
All right. All right, guys. Well, that wraps up the fourth quarter. We didn't select anybody for a final word this week. Does anybody want to offer up a final word?
I think Luda does for the McDonald's charity.
I'll
You want to
take.
talk about that, Luda? You wanna
Yeah.
talk
So
about?
Give him a plug.
I'll give him a plug. Thank you guys. So I volunteer for a camp that's called Ronald McDonald's for Good Times. It's a camp for a nonprofit organization that provides for families and kids with cancer opportunity to go to camp and experience. It's all free for them and experience a time of being away from home with a medically supervised facility where if anything were they need or happen, it's available. But they can horseback ride, do archery, swim, fish. We do activities with them. So I want to bust out if anybody out there comes across any links or websites. It's Camp Ronald McDonald's for Good Times. Please donate, support. They can really use it. I know everybody suffered over the pandemic, but anything's appreciated. We don't need anything that folds. We'll take things that chatter and jingle. So changes, whatever. Please support, and I appreciate you guys letting me do this. Thank you.
All right.
Hey man, well shout
Awesome
out to you
job,
for
bro.
being a part of that, man. Giving back is always is major key, man. So shout out to you for being
All right.
the man that you
Thank
are.
you, sir.
Thank you, Luda, very much for that.
That's respectful.
My company does a lot of stuff with Ronald McDonald House as well. So we're looking forward to being able to come back and doing all the things that we've done in the past, like with the walk and the end of the year. We always did the toy drive for Ronald
The
McDonald
toy drive.
House. So so that'll be fun to get that going again. Hey guys, live update, just by the way, from Euro 2020. Czech Republic just took the lead in the 69th minute, 1-0. Netherlands is down to 10 players due to a red card send off.
Yeah.
And with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up episode 60.
Episode
everyone.
60.
yeah.
Thank you everybody for tuning in. We really appreciate all your support and continue to push the 10 Cents podcast amongst all your friends. And let's get our listeners up and going. More listeners, the better. And be on the lookout for some swag. We're going to try to start.
We got to get this site up. We got to get the
we're working on a website. We're going to get that up. There's going to be
get that.
swag available for purchase. That'll be put back into the show. So anything that you guys can do to help out, we greatly appreciate it. And with that,
you guys can get
episode
a 10 cents Rick wig so y'all can look like me.
Let me one of those. Let me that
I won't
$500.
charge 500. I'm only charge 50. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
we
saying?
gotta
Okay,
sell 10 of
there
them.
you
We gotta
go.
make up for that money he lost.
Hey, we all trying to recoup. You know what I'm saying? We all trying to recoup.
all right,